Good evening, I'm Ben Orlando.
I'm Mordecai Lick.
And welcome to
This Just In,
where we go around the world and dissect what is just in. Every show we will take the top news from the previous week and laugh at it. Because, why not? Any opening thoughts?
I'm working on 5 hours of sleep.
Was it the Walking Dead marathon?
No, I can't stand that show. It was actually the Gilmore Girls.
Well, if that's what floats your boat.
It does.
Alright. Anyway, did you know that lowered gas prices is a bad thing?
I can't imagine those terms in the same sentence.
Well, millions of Social Security recipients, disabled veterans, and federal retirees will receive no increase in benefits next year due to the low gas prices. By law, the annual cost of living adjustments is based off of government inflation, which is being dragged down by the gas prices.
Last thing that dragged me down financially is my ex-girlfriend. But the vets don't deserve that pain.
What happened?
Another time.
Are you sure?
Very sure.
Please?
Please don't ask.
A little bit?
No.
Alright. Well, when we come back, we'll look over the 2016 presidential election, so stay right here.
Like right here?
Right here.
That's kind of weird.
Please.
Well, why would they stay in their seats? What if they had to use the bathroom or get some chips, you know?
Just stay right here.
Just stay right
Just
here.
stay right here.
That's still weird.
Just keep watching.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 68 children is diagnosed with autism. That's about a 30% increase in 2 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/sign.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Hello everyone and welcome back to This Just In. Now let's talk politics, and I don't recommend you starting off a date like that, a conversation like that, anything at all like that. Don't do it, because no one's going to care. But our producer wanted us to talk about the 2016 election, and that's what we're going to do. And what election, you might ask? The only election that is actually even being talked about, the 2016 presidential election, which is important at this point in time, even though it's a year away. Now I'm going to do two different things, and I'm going to break up the Republicans and the Democrat party polls. And it is not the type of party you want to go to. It's like the type of party you go to and you get drunk and you leave and you're like, where did I just go? Because it's not fun, really. And this is just a disclaimer. If the only person you know is Donald Trump, that's all you need to know. He's winning everything, every poll. So really, you could just like stop watching. But anyway, I have to continue. So let's start off with the Republicans, who embarrassingly can be compared to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Yeah, the show Kanye West said deserved an Emmy. Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Donald Trump is like Kim Kardashian, who takes up all the attention, takes up everything away from everyone else just by saying the words illegal and immigrants together, combined in a sentence. He's at 23%, which is down from where he was before, took a little dip. Unfortunately, he didn't drown, so imagine having Trump stamped across the White House. Not going to be fun. But in second place is Ben Carson at 17%. Like Kylie and Kendall, for some reason becoming more and more relevant. Every time you turn on your television, one of them turned 18, got a car, and crashed it. And apparently that was big news. Just like Ben Carson at 17% behind. In third is Carly Fiorina. I don't even know who that is. I didn't even know there was another woman running for president. I don't know where she came from, but she's at 10% in third place. So she's like Kourtney Kardashian, who's still out there somewhere. We just don't know where. Anyway, Marco Rubio is behind her at 9%, which is down from where he was originally. However, it's where he was expected to be. But he's like Chloe, still exists somewhere around here. And rounding out the top 5 is Jeb Bush. And Jeb Bush is at 8%, which is really down from where he was expected to be. Sort of like Caitlyn Jenner, who's really far down than when she became Caitlyn Jenner, pretty much. And that's the Republican Party. That's pretty sad, keeping up with the Kardashians. When we come back, we'll talk about the forgotten party, the Democrats. Because yes, there is still a Democratic Party, so stay tuned.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/sign.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to This Just In. And now, before we continue to our next segment, apparently we have to still talk about the Democratic Party, because there still is one. In fact, the Chicago Cubs in the playoffs is in more news than the Democratic Party. Mostly because Hillary Clinton is in first place with 41%, which is pretty high at this point, and Bernie Sanders is behind at 25%. Now, none of that is really shocking, but what's shocking is that the rest of the party doesn't even matter. In fact, the 6th leading candidate, Lincoln Chafee, is at 0.2%. 0.2%. That's the percent that hand sanitizer doesn't kill. Seriously, think about that. Now, this entire election is important because we don't want Trump to be president. Let's just put that right out there. And he's leading. And all your votes are going to matter, no matter who you vote for, unless it's the percent of milk I buy in the morning, because that would not be good, and they would probably not win at 2%. It's just not going to happen. Take this seriously. Do you really want Trump to be stamped across our country? Or maybe you want our second African-American president, or our first female president, which would be huge in American history, or even our first Hispanic president, but not someone who's 0.2%, because that's just not going to happen. So take this election seriously, even though it is like a year away. Let's face it, no one knew who Mitt Romney was until he lost the last presidential election. So don't make it like that. You want to take this seriously. More serious than Kanye West when he said Keeping Up with the Kardashians deserves an Emmy. Because it certainly does not deserve an Emmy. I could be the first one to tell you that. I could just continue on. Reasons why it does not deserve an Emmy. Seriously. We can have a whole segment on this. Alright, now we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, hopefully Mordecai will take you around the world to the migrant crisis over in Europe. That is if we have the budget, which we probably don't, but he's going to do it anyway because why the hell not? So stay tuned.
Enroll, we say, we want you to be okay. Enroll, we say, take care of people for goodness sake. There's a plan for every budget, so don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still buy me treats.
You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
On for our next Just End, the current immigration crisis in Europe. No, I know. Shut up. Where to begin? I guess the beginning would be the best place, honestly. The issue of illegal immigration in Europe has been a long-standing one, similar to here in the United States with our relationship with illegal immigrants from Central America. People trying to escape poor conditions in hope of gaining something better, and something far less dangerous, obviously. While the main driving forces of refugee groups are different between America and Europe, the reason they look towards our first world nations for a new home remains the same. The lands of opportunity, the American dream. It's what brought the immigrants over back in the 20s and 30s and so on and so forth. Anywho, people from African countries are sick of the poverty and abuse they endure in their countries. Majority come from Nigeria and Libya, etc. other countries. People from Afghanistan and Syria make up the majority of the migrant population from the Middle East. They are fleeing wars in their respective countries, where their homes and possessions have been wiped away from the conflict. These people are not just running from the horrors in their own countries, but, as I said before, they're going in hope that they can get an opportunity to make their lives better for themselves and their family. It's like a PSA, in the eyes of an angel. So, now, how do most of the European governments respond? Well, nobody wants to host these people that come illegally into their nation, but still many of the nations try to help, even in the smallest of ways. Greece, for example, is always facing economic issues, yet they still attempt to fund official rescue operations for refugees that are stranded in the Mediterranean Sea. And they have gone to other countries to ask for help in their quest, like Italy and Spain. Germany and Austrian officials have declared that they will allow migrants into their countries and stand for a reasonable period. Many citizens of the European nations have gone out of their way to go out into the streets, and give migrants food and water. And now, police are taking initiative and stocking up on food and supplies so they can help those who have come. Isn't that sweet? The police helping the poor. Now, why is this important? Why should we care what happens in Europe? Well, what if I told you the exact same situation is currently happening in the United States? Yeah, believe it or not, every year the USA is flooded with millions of illegal immigrants from south of the border. God damn it. And what is our latest response to this? Let's build a wall. Let's kick them out. They don't belong here, boys. No, they don't. Now, not all these people are escaping terrible, terrible walls. Some of those that do make it past our border end up taking advantage of our system. But there is a lot of them that are trying to escape the brutal Mexican and Central American drug wars that always claimed over 100,000 lives. It doesn't look like it'll be slowing down anytime soon. Who cares? So, should America be guided by xenophobia for the duration of this crisis? No. Some states have been more than generous to illegal immigrants, offering housing, food, until they can become legal citizens. But many claim that even that type of philanthropy is too much. Now, I know what you're going to say, but here we go. There are some distinct differences between Europe's migrant crisis and ours. But the way we respond does not need to be so drastically different. I say we take a page out of Europe's books and be more tolerant towards all those that come from a situation less fortunate than our own. And when I come back with Ben, we're going to talk about racism. I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation. F*** off.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to This Just In. Say, Ben, what's America run on?
Besides fast food and pop culture?
That is f***ing millennials. I'm talking about racism. An issue some still say died out when Obama entered the White House.
Oh, really? Is this about another cop killer?
No, Ben, it's not about another f***ing cop killer.
I'm sorry,
Christ. Surprising, I know, everyone, but tune in next time. I'm sure it'll f***ing come up. But seriously, it's getting passed to the boys and girls through toys.
Oh man, what did Disney do this time?
What do you mean this time?
Well, you know, Song of the South.
There were toys of that?
Probably.
Jesus. Alright, look. No, the mouse got a tight grip after that. Dumbo and remember that other weird scandal like Sex in the Sky and Liar King?
Yeah. SFX.
Yeah, oh god. No, I'm talking about Legos. Well, Playmobil, but they're like the poor people version of Legos, so.
You probably shouldn't say poor people.
It's like saying or, no, mentally challenged, easy confused. Doesn't f***ing matter. Second rate then. Now, before the only controversy about Legos was the Breaking Bad Lego figures, which came with a meth lab a kid could make.
I think that's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, it is, and it's obviously for adults. Unless the parents raise their kid to be a little Heisenberg. Anyway, a mother brought her son a pirate ship set, and, well... Yep, take it all in, people. Take in the slave ship. Yeah, so if any of you, boys and girls, ever wanted to reenact the triangular trade system, or better yet, good old slavery, this is a set for you. Honestly, I would wonder how that conversation went down at Playmobil executive offices.
You saying we can't use this because...
It's racist. Jesus.
Uh-huh. And?
Because it's, I don't know, racist, and it won't sell. It's gonna put a bad image on our company.
Look, bud, let me tell you, sex sells, right? This is like sex.
I don't follow.
It's scandalous. Like celebrity breakups. The UK Prime Minister having oral sex with a pig's head. It sells. People eat this up like horror films and watching gladiators in the ring slaughter each other.
Right. You got a point.
Yeah, I do. Which is why we're going to put out the slave set during Black History Month. We'll call it Thank You, Master.
Thank you, Master. Are you f***ing kidding me? Did you write that line?
No, you did.
Oh.
Well, we'll be back with some hopefully less disturbing news.
Thank you, Master. That do good, Master? I can shine shoes real better if you want.
Danse, balance, suis la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches, au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Hey, got it.
But getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Right, now welcome back. And now for our rapid fire, where we will just quickly move through our stories from this past week.
You know, my plans for Netflix and chill might be canceled.
Why is that?
Well, Netflix raised the price of their most popular plan by a whole $1.
Assholes.
I feel you. Really puts a damper on my movie nights.
Other news. Sorry, Netflix. Okay, I'm sorry. FIFA President Sepp Blatter has been suspended 90 days by the ethics committee, part that Blatter actually created.
So you're telling me that with all the scandals from FIFA, they had an ethics committee this entire time?
Yeah. And they also suspended a FIFA Vice President, Michael Platini.
Maybe the ethics committee's clock is behind a few months. It's amazing how FIFA continues to operate. You know, can we stay on soccer for a moment?
Oh no. Now what? I don't care.
Barcelona star Lionel Messi is facing tax fraud charges that can put him in jail for 22 months. Now he obviously claims that he did nothing wrong and he could prove in trial.
You know, the first thing I think of when I think of Spanish is Messi.
Exactly. He is basically the economy. So the real crime is if he spends time kicking rocks in a prison yard.
On a more serious note, the controversial death penalty, I don't know. According to a recent report, Oklahoma used the wrong drug in a January execution.
But did it still work?
Yeah, but that's not the point.
But I mean, it's still...
Just shut the f*** up. Well, corrections officials use potassium acetate instead of potassium chloride.
But in the end, I mean, there was only one outcome.
It is not the outcome that matters. It's how you do it. Like sex.
I'm pretty sure that only works for motivational purposes.
Like sex. Yeah, I think we should move on to more positive note.
Well, a NASA probe detected blue skies and frozen water on Pluto.
Probed. That's amazing.
See, poor little Pluto got kicked off the planet's team, and now he's finally shown his worth.
Because he was a pathetic little kid in the first place. Maybe he's just jealous of Mars.
Right. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. I'm Ben Orlando.
And I'm Mordecai Lecky, if you didn't know my name, last name in the first place. And this has been Just Us 10. Hello.
So I guess this just
Don't
out.
you f***ing say that.
This just out.
This just out. Me. Again.